At number 6, we have a 1963 Morris Minor in beautiful condition, owned by a little old lady. She only used to use it to drive to the shops. Right, starting at £30. Do I hear £30? Is it 30 on bid? Is it 35? Do I hear 35? 35 on my left. Is it 40? 40 on bid? I bid 40.
Oh, hey, you seen this? You can't be getting enough out of bribery and corruption. You've got to start selling the cars. Marvellous, isn't it? You know who this belongs to by rights, don't you?
No.
The taxpayer. Us, me and you.
Well, actually, Claude, it's the ratepayer, and you don't pay them either.
I know that, but would if I did, wouldn't it?
This is what I call a car. Only done 14,000. Must have belonged to some big wheel. Leather seats, walnut trim. Plenty of room for passengers.
Is the radio still in it?
Why do you want to know about the radio?
I'm going to miss you, you know.
You'll be fine.
Well, no, it's not that. That's just you going. It's like part of my life's over. I mean, you're my last link to Kate, aren't you?
No, Nick. Katie is. Anyway, I'm moving to France, not Mars. Look, I don't want to miss Joe, but...
Eileen, if things don't work out between you and Antonin...
Things will work out between me and Antonin.
I know they will, but if they don't, there's always a home for you here.
Stop worrying about me, Nick. And don't think I'm not going to be checking up on my goddaughter. Remember, Katie, Easter holidays, every year. That'll be Joe.
Look, I'll tell Joe.
Speeding?
Yeah, and dangerous driving.
And never a policeman around when you need one.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. I had a spot of bother at school. Eileen, I can't believe you're going.
I am, Joe.
To me. Oh, there's one. Hello, Mr. Scripps. How's tricks?
Not too bad, Mr. Rivett.
This is my cousin, Russell Palmer. Russell's joining the firm.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? By the way, while I remember, I'm clean out of spark plugs.
No problem. Make a note, Russell.
Why can't you remember?
Are you the Russell Palmer?
You've heard of me?
Drove for Jaguar. Le Mans 1964.
I did indeed. Some race too.
That's right. Except you crashed out after 22 miles.
It was engine failure.
But how many London coppers have you actually met?
Well, 2.
That being Sergeant Rowan and myself. And is Sergeant Rowan corrupt?
Of course not.
Am I corrupt?
Well, I don't know yet, do I?
Well, take it from me, I'm not. So, based on absolutely no evidence whatsoever, you just assume the whole of the Met's on the take.
I wasn't saying that.
Ashfordley Police Station.
Oh, hello, love. Not again. I'll get one of our finest officers out to you straight away. It's young Gina. Someone's been nicking her empties again. Well, why don't you both go? Give me a bit of peace.
Alf, what are you doing?
Toenails.
Now we're partners, Keith. I think we should concentrate on the top end of the market. Aston Martin, Rover, Jaguar. Use my name a bit.
Your name, right? Oh, yes, if we were running a crash repair shop, maybe. Look around you, Russell. This is your world now. You see anyone here who can afford that sort of car?
Full crates. That's the third time in a month. I'm going to lose all my discounts with the brewery now.
Any suspects?
Well, I thought it was kids at first, but this is too much for them to carry away.
Well, what we'll have to do, Gina, is mount a surveillance operation.
What's that, then?
Well, first stage will be someone volunteering to stay here overnight, to observe the perpetrators in action.
What, stay in the pub?
It'll have to be done, I'm afraid.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Oh, I don't know. I kinda like it. Make me feel safe.
That's all part of the job, Gina. Maybe we should discuss it further tonight.
Yeah? Why not?
What are you doing? You've got to stop, Claude. Stop!
Too kind. You'd half tempt me at times, Blakeson.
Can I see your papers of ownership, Greengrass?
No, you can't see my papers of ownership because it's none of your business.
You are aware of the penalties for impersonating a police officer?
Yeah, of course I am. Are you? Because from what I've heard, you've been chucked out, not before time.
What's going on?
Well, Greengrass here is driving around in a police car.
Whose car's this?
It's mine.
You got the documents, Bernie?
Yeah. You're getting as bad as he was.
Yeah, all right, Claude.
Right, if you want to run this on the public road, I suggest you take the police sign off the front, all right?
Right.
On your way.
Thank you.
You got to be tough with them, Sergeant.
Yeah, and you have to remember you're not in the force anymore.
I suppose I do. But you know there's only one way to deal with Greengrass. He's guilty. Until proved innocent.
Thanks, Gina.
Aren't you going to introduce me?
I thought I'd save her the grief. Gina, this is cousin Russell. He's going to be working with me, so I'm giving him the grand tour.
Yeah, showing me the beauty spots.
What you do then, Russell?
I drive racing cars, mostly.
Yeah, into walls, mostly.
All I'm saying is I know her, right? And Gina's not as tough as she seems.
Look, I'm only going to have a drink with her, not a boxing match.
You should be more careful, not just go swaggering in everywhere.
Everything all right?
Fine, Serge.
You fancy a bit of overtime tonight, mate?
I was going to have a drink with the lovely Gina, Sarge.
Well, I guess you'll go thirsty then, because I need you here.
So a set of tyres here, set of spark plugs there. Where's the growth? Where's the margin?
It's steady, it's reliable.
It's boring.
It's this boring business kept you in racing these last 10 years, Sunshine.
My talent kept me in racing.
Rubbish. It was family money. And you know where that money came from? Me, selling spark plugs to one-man garages.
No more, please.
2 pints,
Be
please.
careful, mind the dog.
What dog?
My dog. Yeah.
How much did you pay for that, Rover?
That's for me to know and you to find out.
Yeah? You were robbed.
Hey, up.
Stupid dog.
Hey!
You must like hospital soon.
Ainsville Police.
Nick, it's Gina. You better get over here straight away.
No, I can't, Gina. No, Joe's not home yet. I'm just putting Katie.
What?
Yeah, all right, I'm on my way. Oh, Gina?
Yeah?
Is Maggie there?
Yes, she is, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Maggie.
Come on, Katie.
Okay. Right. Who started it?
He did.
Yeah, it was him and his friend.
Copper, listen, I want my lawyer, right? This is wrongful arrest. You can't do this, you hear me? I want my lawyer. You're going to be sorry in the morning. Hey, Copper! Copper, I'm talking to you.
Right, Muff. Good luck, mate.
I want to speak to my lawyer. Why didn't you arrest the rugby? They started it.
I was on duty. You were staying at home. You changed the plan.
I was called away to a governor's meeting unexpectedly. I mean, are you the only one that's allowed emergencies?
No, but if a plan doesn't work out, you have to improvise.
Oh, right. Improvise a 3-year-old girl at a pub brawl. Brilliant, Nick.
She is my daughter.
Thanks for reminding me.
You all right? Don't worry. We've all done it. We'll all do it again.
I'm sorry, Nick. I know you're awake. I said I'm sorry.
How do you know I'm awake?
Because you twitch just before you go to sleep. Weird, but strangely lovable.
Exactly how sorry are you?
It's my head. I need to get out. I need help. Get me out.
Get me out of here! Let me out! I need to get out! Let me out!
Oi! All right. Shut him up in there! Shut him up.
I need Quinn. What? Get me Quinn! My head. My head. My head.
Is there something the matter with your friend?
Well, he's used to a couple of Camparis and he's got 8 pints of ale in him. Plus a couple of chasers. Of course there's something the matter with him.
Who's Gwyn? Come on, who's Gwyn? Quinn?
How should I know? But now that you've got him to shut up, maybe I can get some sleep.
You're a real gent, aren't you?
Good morning, PC Bradley. How are they? Morning, Mr. Hibbert. Checking out time.
Checking out time, Mr. Palmer.
You can send the ambulance away again. He's dead. Life extinct 806.
What was the cause?
I don't know. There's a small cut and a bump on the back of his head.
He was in a fight at the Aidensfield Arms. There's bound to be some cuts and bruises.
Was he knocked out?
Not that I know of.
So where is he? And why is there an ambulance here? What's going on?
I'm afraid I've got some very bad news for you, Mr. Hibbert.
What? It's Russell, isn't it? What have you done to him?
I'll get a few quid for that.
Is that stuff going to work?
Of course it is. I can speak to freighters on the other side of the South Pole.
That fella come to a few, Bob.
Press that switch, Claude.
Which one?
That one. This is the Green Grass Luxury Taxi Service. Testing over.
Good, isn't it?
Go on then, Claude, answer it.
What do I do?
Come in. Green Grass Luxury Taxi Service.
This is RAF Dishforth. You are transmitting on an illegal frequency. Sign off and stay off.
Roger. Sorry. Out.
We should never have been locked up in the first place.
There will be a full investigation.
There better have be. That young copper beat him up. Are you deaf? I heard him. He gave Russell a hiding just because he wouldn't shut up.
That's a very serious accusation, Mr. Hibbert.
My cousin being dead is very serious and all.
We'll find out how your cousin died and if anyone contributed to his death.
Yeah, right. Another police cover-up. You just brush everything under the carpet.
No. No, not in this station.
What about a test drive?
And why not?
You check both of them every half an hour?
Yes.
And you notice nothing? A man was dying in there and you noticed nothing?
I went into him at about... Well, it must have been about 4 o'clock. He was asleep. I could hear him breathing.
Well, Hibbert says you beat Palmer up.
I never touched him. Sarge, I swear I never touched that bloke.
Well, you never laid a finger on him? Look, Mike, I know the Met. I know they'd say damage imitation, keep your lip zipped, but that's not going to work here, believe me. Tell me the truth.
Just before 3 o'clock check, he was making a real racket. I went in to see if he was all right. He tried to get out past me and I grabbed him and sort of pushed him in the cell.
Sort of pushed him?
Yeah. Not hard. I mean, well, he sat down on the bench hard. I mean, his head might hit the wall, but Sarge, I didn't beat him up.
You think a jury will believe you? Well, the next thing I'm going to do is phone division, and they'll send someone who'll conduct an inquiry. If there's anything you want to say, tell me now.
Well, he was complaining about his head. And when I felt it was hot and he was sweating. He was shouting for someone called Gwyn. Or Quinn.
Was he sick?
Well, when I asked his mate Hibbert if his mate was ill, he said he just drank too much, that's all. Look, Sarge, I'm sorry for what's happened, but I wasn't the cause of his death.
I'm suspending you from duty, pending the result of the inquiry. Go home, talk to no one. And you'll have to surrender your warrant card.
Alpha Taxi 1, this is Control, over. Alpha Taxi, this is Control, over.
Hello, this is Claude. You got a job for me?
Negative, radio check only, over.
Look, I wish you'd stop mucking about and find me a job. Can't you tune into one of the other taxi firms and nick one or something?
You meant to say over.
You sound like a flaming umpire.
He's not using the correct voice procedure.
It's an idea, though, isn't it? Listening on the other firms.
The body hasn't been moved. We're still waiting for the pathologist's report.
Make damn sure it isn't touched. Who certified the death?
Dr. Bolton.
Very well. I'm en route to you. The eye shiner out.
Pathologist. That means it's a suspicious death.
In a police station.
Oh, we've all got to go somewhere. Wonder if I'll get the business.
Claude better hear about this.
Now then, Oscar.
Her name's Blaketon.
Yeah, of course it is.
Do you want something, Greengrass?
Yeah, I want you to stick that in your window. Here's your threepence.
Taxi service. Is this legal?
Of course it's legal. Bit more legal than what's going on down at Ashfordley police station, from what I hear.
What do you mean by that?
Ashfordley police station. What? No, we have no comment to make. Good day. Jim Carter, Whitby Gazette. Is there any truth in the story there was a death in the cells last night?
How do you find that out?
Sergeant Rowan, can I have a word? In your office, now.
What are you doing here?
I want to know what's going on. Someone died here last night.
Well, I am aware of that. Who told you?
Greengrass told me, in so many words.
Greengrass?
This place must be leaking like a sieve. How did the prisoner die?
Well, that's the subject of an inquiry. I can't really divulge.
Rowan, I'm just trying to help.
Well, thank you very much, but I can manage.
A man died here last night. That never happened to me. Never.
Well, maybe you were lucky, Sarge.
How you doing? Oh, yeah, just great. Any news then?
Not really. We're waiting for the DI from headquarters. Listen, mate. It could have happened to any of us. I saw what state he was in. You were the unlucky one to pull duty. And that's all.
It's not all though, is it, eh? Why didn't I go in and wake him up every half hour, just to be sure? I mean, if I'd have done that or any one of a dozen things, he'd be alive now. I mean, OK, hungover, but alive.
You can't blame yourself.
Phil, all I've ever wanted to be is a copper all my life. Now my warrant card's sitting in Sergeant Rowan's desk and my career's over. Whose fault is that, eh? No, you were right. I should have been more careful.
Sergeant Rowan, sir.
D.I. Shiner.
Corpses don't lie, Maggie.
What are you saying?
I don't think the chap died from natural causes.
Oh, no. Poor Nick.
Poor Nick? Nick's not the one that's dead. There's something fishy about the whole thing.
Nick would never...
No. He wasn't the one on duty. No, but I have to say, he runs a pretty sloppy operation there.
Well, that just shows what a lamentable judge of character you are, Neil.
There's not enough business for 2 taxi firms in Aidensfield. That's the problem. Jack Bates has got it all sewn up.
Jack Bates? At least we're offering a bit of quality. I mean, Jack Bates carries more animals than he does humans. His motors are nothing but flea pits.
Trips garage. Yes, we are. Yes, we can. Address, please. Thank you. Yes, there will be a driver with you in 20 minutes.
Sergeant Rowan tells me that Mr. Palmer tried to escape.
Yeah, he tried to get out of the cell.
And you pushed him into the wall?
No, I pushed him into the cell. He hit the wall. He might have banged his head, but not hard. Not hard enough to kill him.
He's dead, though, isn't he?
When I checked him at 4 a.m, he was fine. He was asleep. He was breathing. I checked him.
Mr. Hibbert also told Sergeant Rowan that he heard you beating Palmer up.
Oh, well, he's lying.
Why should he lie? What possible reason could he have to lie?
Look, I don't know. But I didn't hit Palmer. I didn't kill him.
Well, you'd better pray that the post-mortem bears you out.
You're late. I'd practically given you up.
You're lucky I got here at all. Where do you want to sit, love? In the front or the back?
Front. These are going in back.
Chickens? I'm sorry, love, this is a luxury taxi service. I can't have them inside. They'll have to go in the boot.
You're not putting my champion layers in no boot. I'll call Jack Bates.
So, can I ask you what you were doing in the area, sir?
Well, what's that got to do with anything?
Let me get the picture.
Well, I'm based in York, but I work this whole area, auto supplies. I was introducing Russell to our clients.
Where had he come from?
Abroad, rally racing mainly, Europe, Africa, Middle East. His dad died 2 months ago. Russell came home to help me run the farm.
Do you know if your cousin suffered from any illness, any condition?
No, I don't know. He was in the pink, he was, until he got into your police station.
Well, that'll be 8 and 6.
Ah, well, I'll send it to you after I've been to market.
You what?
It's what to do with Jack Bates.
I don't care what you do with Jack Bates, love. I won't pay now.
You'll have to take an hen.
I don't want your chickens.
Well, it's either that or out.
Thank you very much. The pathologist. Initial finding only, because they haven't had the toxicology or blood tests yet. But he says he's found traces of massive hemorrhaging, caused, at least partly, by a blow to the back of the skull. Bring him in.
Sorry about this, Mike. You better come with us.
What, am I under arrest?
No, not yet.
I better get my jacket then.
Oi, Mike Bradley.
Yeah, I could.
I'll give it to a charity. You get what you wanted.
Ah, you better did. I've even got a national sniffing foot story.
There you go. Hey, Nick.
Hello, Gina. Pint, please. Remember them 2 men last night, Gina?
How could I forget?
What were they like?
Well, Hibbert, the older guy, he's been in here before. He's a right pain. And the young lad, well, he seems okay. Harmless enough. They were arguing, though. Hibbert was shouting. He seemed really mad about something. I mean, if he hadn't have had the run-in with Greengrass, I reckon they would have been fighting each other.
Bernie, you know Keith Hibbert, don't you?
Yeah.
What about his cousin?
Never met him before yesterday. Heard about him, though.
Because of his racing?
No, because he was the boss's son. Hibbert were always complaining that it was his graft that kept Palmer in racing cars.
So Hibbert would have been pleased that Palmer stopped racing and came home to outrun the business?
No. He thought he'd get the whole business when Palmer's dad died. He had to share it, 50-50.
Oh, thanks,
Mike in trouble, Nick?
Yeah, afraid so. You soft on him, are you?
Not soft, more sort of pliable.
Rather a good one of you, if you don't mind my saying so. So, how can I help you?
Well, I wanted to ask about the post-mortem. P.C. Bradley said Palmer was sweating heavily. He felt hot, like he had a fever. Does that sound normal to you?
Normal compared to what?
Or someone being drunk. I mean, I put plenty of drunks in their cells to cool off overnight, and none of them behaved like that. Could he have been ill, do you think?
Yes, alcoholic poisoning. Did Palmer say anything himself?
No, apart from complaining about his head. And he was shouting for someone called Gwyn, or Quinn.
Had he been abroad recently?
Well, he used to race cars all over the world.
I might have a chat with the pathologist. Now, if you don't mind, I've got people waiting.
Yeah.
And I'd rather none of them died on me.
Mr. Palmer's room's been left as it was. It's a terrible thing, isn't it?
What are you doing here?
Well, I could ask you the same thing.
Well, I'm packing up my cousin's things, aren't I? So what are you doing here?
Well, P.C. Bradley's been suspended. I just wanted to see if I could find any evidence that might be relevant to his case.
What, and then try and destroy it?
I can wait outside if you want.
Oh, I'd rather you stayed here, that's all right. Do you mind if I take a look round? Did you resent Russell joining your firm, Mr. Hibbert?
Why should I? I was pleased to get the help.
Pleased to end up owning half of it. And you thought you should have got the whole thing.
So, my cousin dies in your cell, and now you have the gall to come to me making accusations? I'm glad she's here. I am glad that you heard that. You are in deep trouble, my friend.
Well, thanks for your time, Mr. Hibbert.
Any chance of telling me where you're going?
Yeah, Ashfordley.
Sure you can afford it?
You just drive, Greengrass.
How you doing, Mike?
Oh, yeah, fine, Sarge.
We're going to have to move you, Bradley. Seems you've become something of a celebrity.
Move me? What do you mean? Where are you taking me?
Scarborough. It's bigger, we can hide you better.
Scarborough? Look, sir, if you could just keep the photographers away from me.
You won't be able to hide if it goes to trial.
It's only the press, Mike. They'll torment you for a day or three and then move on to another story.
It's not the press, sir. It's Operation Gunsmoke.
I'm sorry. We'll make sure you're hidden, Bradley. Can't do much about the photo now, I'm afraid.
I know. Thank you, sir.
Let's get him out of here.
Alpha Taxi 1, this is Control, over.
Come in, Control.
They're moving that copper to Scarborough. It was on the police net. Should we tell Carter, over?
I'm sorry, you've got the wrong number, over. I mean out.
Greengrass, I've just remembered. There's somewhere else I want you to stop at.
When I phoned the pathologist, he had just got the blood results back. He said The hemoglobin and the white blood cell count was significantly lower than the norm.
You're 3 steps ahead of me.
Quinn, that's the clue, plus racing in Africa. Quinn must be Lapaquin, or maybe Oroquin. They're both anti-malarial drugs.
So?
I'll lay a sizable bet Mr. Palmer contracted malaria in Africa.
And could it have killed him?
Well, a severe bout of cerebral malaria could kill anyone. Especially if he's not taken his dosage for nearly 24 hours.
That doesn't get Bradley off. He should still have contacted a doctor.
Well, he thought Palmer was drunk. He asked Hibbert if he was ill and who Quinn or Gwyn was, and Hibbert said he didn't know.
Maybe he didn't know.
Hang on. If I'm right, Palmer would definitely have had medication. Well, that's easy to check, isn't it?
Hibbert was in Palmer's room.
Hey, Blaketon! What about the fare?
I see, sir.
And I'll need to take the prison logbook with me as well.
Right.
Hello, Oscar.
Hello, sir. Is Sergeant Rowan in?
Out on a case. Can I help?
Well, I'm not sure, sir. Do you know anything about police business being leaked to the press recently?
I want to make a complaint.
What about, sir?
About him, Blaketon. He's not paid his fare. Should know better being a copper. Well, an ex-copper, I'm pleased to say. Mind you, when you hear what's going on in here, nothing would surprise me.
This officer will take the details, sir.
Name?
No, don't daft elf.
Vehicle registration number?
I don't know, I've only just got it.
Oh, don't worry. You'll find it on your private hire insurance form. Could I have it, please?
Look, all I want is the money he owes me.
Well, if I could just have your insurance certificate first, sir.
Insurance? It's in the post.
I see. Well, unfortunately, without the correct insurance, you cannot run a vehicle for hire. Oh, but here's another form that we can fill in first.
What's that?
Driving without proper insurance, obtaining or trying to obtain money under false pretenses. Oh, would you give me the name again, please?
Tell him to stick it.
Palmer's in room 28. Hibbert's will be either side of it.
Oh, you're a bad penny, you are.
I just need to ask you a few more questions, Mr. Hibbert.
Sorry, I'm on my way out.
Did you know your cousin had malaria?
I had no idea. He was me cousin, not my wife.
Would you mind if I take a look in your bags?
Yes, I do mind.
Well, if you've got something to hide.
Excuse me. Have you just cleaned 29?
Satisfied?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks very much. Look, we will need to know your whereabouts the next few weeks, sir.
Oh, don't worry about that. My lawyer will be contacting you very shortly. In fact, he'll be more or less living at your station.
What's this? We can just about read it.
Well, I've got a business to run.
It was smashed up, but it was in his bin. I told the maid not to chuck anything out.
Oroquin's for malaria, isn't it?
How should I know?
Mr. Russell Palmer.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, excuse me.
The maid said this was in your bin.
Well, she can say what she likes. I've never seen it, whatever it is, before.
Get it checked for fingerprints, Phil.
Well, maybe it is something to do with Russell. Maybe he left it in my room. Maybe it got smashed. Doesn't mean I know anything about it.
Well, no, of course not. Well, that label is going to tell us where the prescription came from and even the doctor who prescribed it, won't it?
You're desperate, aren't you?
No. But to save time, why don't you come with us? You can even call that lawyer of yours first.
Delta Alpha 20, this is Control. Go ahead, Sarge.
Alf, tell D.I. Shiner we're bringing Hibbert in. Over.
Roger. Hang on a sec, Sarge. We've tracked down the source of the press leaks. 2 cars are on their way to Bernie Scripps' garage. We expect an arrest shortly.
What?
Stop worrying. They're bluffing they've not got 2 cars to send.
Well, I'm not staying to find out.
Right. Yeah, thanks very much. The blood test confirms that Palmer had cerebral malaria. That's what killed him.
And, Mr. Hibbert, we have your fingerprints on the bottle and a statement from your doctor saying that you introduced Palmer to him and he prescribed the Oroquin.
Well, that does not prove that my client knew that Palmer was in danger from malaria, or even that he had malaria. It's circumstantial. You'd never get it near a court.
You think that I killed my own cousin?
No, you just let him die.
My client happened to be locked up, unjustly locked up, when his cousin died. A tragic and untimely death due entirely to police negligence. Wild allegations won't change any of that. Come on, Keith.
You nearly destroyed a good policeman. Show your face round here again and I'll talk to the press. Make a good story, wouldn't it? The man who let his cousin die, they'll lap it up.
Are you threatening him?
I'd get him out of here.
Come on.
Well, you can have your desk back, Rowan. And you can have Bradley back on duty too.
Thank you, sir.
I could get you a good price for it, you know, Claude. Scripps Garage. Hang on. Is that Mrs. Stonehouse?
Yes. Oh, really? I suppose you want to come back and all, do you? What's the fare going to be this time? A cabbage? Get a bus. Get it sold.
Evening, Claude. How's the taxi business?
It's not. Thanks to your lot.
Oh, that's sad. What about the newspaper business?
Do what?
Well, the Whitby Gazette had you on a retainer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I did see you talking to Jim Carter last night.
No crime in that, is there?
Well, listening in isn't no, but making money out of it is. Do it again, and we'll have you.
Come back, Blaketon.
Good to see you around again, Mike.
Good to be around again, Gina.
Thanks, Gina.
Ta.
Dr. Bolton's coming in later. You better buy him one, or several. It's him that got you out of this mess.
Yeah, you're right.
But there will be a disciplinary hearing. Might slow down your promotion chances.
I know. But at least I'm still on the force.
So tell me about Operation Gunsmoke.